Stuffy nose, scratchy throat, a spoonful of your favorite meal that suddenly tastes like nothing. We've all been there, sick, miserable, and wondering why food suddenly feels like cardboard in our mouths. No flavors, no enjoyment, just texture. But have you ever stopped to ask yourself why this happens? Why does being sick make our sense of taste practically vanish? To understand the answer, we first need to break down how taste actually works. Most people believe that taste comes solely from the tongue, and while that's partially true, it's only half the story. The tongue is responsible for detecting 5 basic tastes: sweet, salty, sour, bitter, and umami. Sweetness is what we experience in foods like sugar, honey, or ripe fruits. Saltiness comes from snacks like chips or pretzels, while sourness is that sharp tang you get from lemons or vinegar. Bitterness is common in coffee, dark chocolate, or certain vegetables, and umami is the savory taste found in foods like meat, cheese, or mushrooms. These 5 tastes are crucial, but they don't fully explain why a pizza slice, a juicy mango, or a rich chocolate cake tastes so complex and satisfying. The real magic behind flavor isn't just in your tongue, it's in your nose. Think back to the last time you enjoyed a flavorful dish. Maybe it was a hot bowl of sinigang, a cheesy slice of pizza, or a freshly baked cake. Whatever it was, what you were experiencing wasn't just taste, it was smell. When you chew food, tiny molecules are released. These molecules travel up the back of your throat to your nasal cavity, where special receptors identify them. This process is called retronasal olfaction. Retronasal olfaction is what allows you to distinguish between similar tasting foods. For example, imagine biting into a crisp apple. Now compare that to a pear. Both have similar levels of sweetness, yet they taste noticeably different. That difference comes from those airborne scent molecules reaching your olfactory receptors. Without your sense of smell, all those flavor details disappear. When you catch a cold, get the flu, or struggle with allergies, your nasal passages become inflamed. The swelling blocks airflow, preventing those food molecules from reaching your olfactory receptors. As a result, you lose most of your ability to detect flavors. Your tongue still works, so you can identify if something is sweet, salty, or bitter. But without your sense of smell, the experience feels flat and dull. Imagine eating a bowl of spaghetti, but only tasting the salt in the sauce. None of the herbs, spices, or savory richness. That's what happens when retronasal olfaction is impaired. It's not just colds that can cause this. Sinus infections, allergies, and even COVID-19 can also affect your sense of smell, and in turn, your ability to taste. COVID-19 in particular has been known to damage olfactory nerves, sometimes causing prolonged or even permanent loss of taste and smell. In some cases, recovery takes time, and your senses may not fully return until weeks after your illness subsides. Interestingly, when your brain realizes it can't rely on your sense of smell, it shifts its focus to other sensory details. Temperature becomes more noticeable, which is why hot soups and warm drinks often feel soothing when you're sick. Texture also stands out more. Crunchy snacks may seem more satisfying because your brain zeroes in on the sensation rather than flavor. Spiciness feels stronger as well because spicy foods trigger pain receptors, creating a burning sensation that bypasses the olfactory system entirely. This explains why strong flavors like garlic, ginger, or chili can still cut through the dullness, giving you at least some sense of taste. Losing your sense of taste is frustrating, but there are a few tricks that may help you regain some enjoyment from food during illness. Spicy foods are often effective because capsaicin, the compound that gives chili peppers their heat, doesn't rely on smell to create its burning sensation. Even if your nose is blocked, spicy foods can stimulate your taste buds and provide some comfort. Citrus fruits like oranges and lemons can sometimes break through nasal congestion, giving you a refreshing burst of flavor. Staying hydrated is also important since a dry mouth can worsen your ability to taste. Drinking plenty of fluids can keep your palate from feeling completely numb. Warm drinks like ginger tea or honey-infused water can also provide comfort. Focusing on texture can help too, since your sense of touch becomes more prominent when your taste is impaired. Adding crunchy, chewy, or creamy elements to your meals can make eating more enjoyable. And sometimes you just have to wait. In most cases, your sense of taste will return once your nasal passages clear and your illness subsides. Next time you sit down to enjoy a delicious meal, take a moment to truly appreciate the experience. Notice the way flavors blend together, how aromas enhance each bite, and how different textures create contrast. Because when that gift of flavor disappears, even for just a few days, it reminds us how much we take it for granted. So, whether you're savoring a rich chocolate cake or a comforting bowl of soup, remember, taste is more than what's on your tongue. It's a full-body experience that connects you to the world around you. Thank you for watching. If you have suggestions for our next video, feel free to share them in the comments below. We'll be sure to give you a special acknowledgement for your contribution.